Hey everyone, welcome back. Ninetailedbrush here. This is a Demonslayer reaction video. Well, at least I'm going to be doing a solo reaction for just a little bit. James is going to be taking like a little bit of a break, and he'll be rejoining us possibly if he's like done with his stuff a little later on. But as for right now, it's just going to be me right now. So we'll see kind of how this goes. But welcome back to Demonslayer. Oh yeah, we had a lot that happened last episode. Nezuko transforming into, at least what I assumed to be like a more of an adult form. And she was it felt like she was utilizing some sort of like power. And we know that Daki said that like her regeneration was like on par with the upper moons, right? And so, yeah, that's kind of one of the big things. And then we got Tanjiro. He was utilizing the sort of like Hinokami Kagura, right? And he was utilizing it for a while, and then he kind of like fell over. He was like, it was damaging him, right? And he had that like sort of vision of his younger brother. I forgot if it was his younger brother or his younger sister telling him that he needed to breathe. So I'm assuming he like wasn't breathing during that time. And I feel like breathing is a big thing as far as like Demon Slayer goes. Because it helps you during battle. And of course, like, you know, if you don't breathe, obviously you're going to die. But yeah, so I'm kind of curious as to what exactly is going to happen this episode, because it feels kind of like we are in very good shape. We have Daki basically on the back foot, and we don't even have Tengen. So anyways, we'll see how this goes. I think the Patreon video for next week is going to be up on, it's going to be up on Patreon, and I'm pretty sure we're doing Demon Slayer every Thursday. So anyways, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so my worries kind of came true. So we got a 2-in-1 sort of demon, if I'm getting this correctly. And it's like a sibling. It's like a sibling sort of like duo. That's very interesting. And so now I feel like it's kind of like we got all the cards out on the table now, and we got Tengen is probably gonna have to go all out against this one, because I was wondering, like, she was saying that she was an upper demon, and it felt like she was an upper demon, but it just felt like there was no way that she could be the only one. And I think we were theorizing that like Muzan might show up or something, because I mean, if Tanjiro was giving her this much trouble, it's like, you know, he's not even a Hashira yet, and we know that Rengoku told him that he was, you know, he still had a long way to go. And even with the power up from the Hinokami stuff, it just, I couldn't imagine him being able to put an upper rank moon like so, like, yeah, like on their back feet. Like, it's like it just didn't make sense, if that makes any sense. That didn't make any sense. But anyway, because Rengoku said that like he was a lot weaker than him, and he couldn't even beat one of the upper rank demons. It was like, is the Hinokami that much more of a boost? Like, but I mean, clearly here we see that like there's something very, very strange going on. It's like they are like 2-in-1, but the older brother clearly has a strength advantage and feels like the actual upper moon, right? That's what it feels like. And so, I mean, I'm not sure how this is going to go, because it's going to be like a 2 versus 1 unless Inosuke and Zenitsu step in. And I feel like they kind of have to, because, I mean, what else could happen, right? I mean, either something's got to show up to stop them, or there's got to be another objective, like maybe saving the citizens like around the area. That's possible, right? But I feel like they will help him out, and I don't know if this is enough though. Yeah, who knows? I mean, because I mean, being in 2 bodies basically, I mean, that's got to give you a huge advantage in battle, right? It's a lot easier to fight 1 person and outnumber them than fighting like 2 people, regardless of how weak the other one is, And so, yeah, I have no idea if we have a chance or not. I don't know the extent of this new demon's power, the older brother. Also, I was getting some backstory vibes with Daki. She reacted to that fire like she was kind of like she experienced it before, right? And so I feel like in her past life, because she's always talking about beauty and ugliness, right? I feel like in her past life somewhere she was like burned, and she had some sort of like scar or something on her face that kind of caused this whole, I mean, she probably ran into a whole bunch of hardship because of it, and it probably caused this whole like whole mentality towards like beauty and stuff. And then also the older brother, like the way he talks so loose, and like his like body proportions are all skinny, and he talks about like having fair skin, having a nice face, right? I feel like it was like they lacked, and how he's still lacking these sort of like these physical these physical beauties that other people have or something. And like I feel like that kind of relates to how that, I mean, it's got to relate to how they were in their human lives. I don't exactly know if like there's any, because one thing I was thinking about was like she doesn't have any like disfigurements or anything, it feels like, but he looks he's a lot more disfigured, right? And he has like birthmarks or something, right? And so I'm wondering like I don't know, like, because you would think that like when you became a demon you would be able to alter these features or something like that, right? Like if you were like injured or something, or you did have like a birthmark or something, like when you became a demon you could kind of like get rid of that stuff, because you're like whatever, you're trying to be like the perfect or above humans, right? You have these like benefits that humans don't, or these advantages. So I'm kind of curious as to why, or what exactly their whole backstory is. But that's kind of what I got from that, as far as like their past and things like that. And then finally we get to see Tengen in not complete action yet. I feel like next episode is when it's going to really go down. This was kind of like a warm-up. I feel like he's kind of like testing out the waters. I feel like both of them kind of are. But it is cool to see him kind of like taking it a little more seriously, because I feel like before, when he was fighting the OB underground, and even with Daki in the beginning, right, he didn't seem like that, like it was really a struggle, and he was kind of like taking it easy. But now, especially with this new demon, and the fact that he's obviously a lot stronger, we're finally going to see him kind of like get serious, right? That whole serious mode. And for me, that's really cool, especially with characters that, you know, usually are kind of laid back, or they mess around, or they're kind of comedic relief. I feel like when they get serious, it's just really cool to see that other side of them. A really cool moment was when he was looking, and he was kind of making fun of Daki, not really making fun, but kind of like, you know, calling her weak and stuff. And it was like, oh, dude, I like already slashed your head. Like, you can't be an upper rank demon, right? I like that he started to like realize certain things, like she wasn't disappearing, and yeah, like she wasn't dying, right? And like once he recognized that, it's like he took the blades down from like resting on his shoulder or whatever, and it was like, no, there's something going on. I really like those like little details. It's like, you know, he thought it was easy, but it's like, wait, hold up, you know. And then he was like getting ready before anything actually happened. I thought that was really cool. And then we got that whole part with Nezuko, right? And she kind of reverted back to like being like very demonic, you know, like how she was kind of like when we first saw her the first episode, right? It was like she was going back on her demon instincts, and she wanted to attack and eat that lady, right? And so that's kind of interesting, because it's like she kind of broke her limits to gain all this strength, but in doing so she kind of allowed herself to like become more demon than human, and she lost her reasoning and things like that, which is really cool. I mean, even though it's like it's scary and I don't want that to happen to Nezuko, it was really cool to kind of see her like kind of, yeah, like demonic and a little bit evil, kind of like enjoying the fight. That was pretty cool to see, because like you don't normally see Nezuko like that. And she also used her blood demon art again, the fire stuff, right? That we saw, I forgot which episode, but the one with the Rui. So it seems like her blood catches fire or something like that, or turns into fire, which is interesting because it kind of relates to, like, you know, I feel like Tanjiro's Hinokami Kagura, they're both like kind of fire and stuff, and so it's like because they're siblings, I don't know, it's just cool. And then it seems like it actually did some lasting damage to, even though she isn't, well, I mean, she isn't as strong as like an upper rank, I feel, but it still did some, like, you know, some lasting damage on a higher ranked demon, which is cool. And I feel like we saw kind of like the possibility of what Nezuko could be, maybe, I'm not sure. Because she did lose herself kind of, so maybe, I'm not sure, could it be something that she could train and get to a point where she could utilize that strength while still being composed and conscious? I don't know, but that would be really cool. I feel like it could be a hint to something, who knows. And then we had that one cool moment where Tanjiro was singing the lullaby. And it's interesting because I feel like Nezuko is a lot closer to her mother, and I feel like anytime they're seeing their parents as like spirits or ghosts or whatnot, Nezuko always tends to see her mother, and Tanjiro always tends to see his father, which is interesting. And I feel like they will, maybe it's because they strive to be like them or something, but I found that kind of interesting. But it's cool to see that, like, that kind of triggered her memories and brought her back to being human again. And she kind of shrunk down, so I'm assuming like getting bigger like that actually consumes energy. It's not just like a random like, oh, I can get bigger or smaller. It's like getting to that size actually consumes more energy. And obviously she used a lot of power too, so she had to like shrink down, and she just slept, which is interesting to see, because it's like you can kind of gauge like, okay, so actually getting to that size using that much power is taxing. It's not just visual. That's cool. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen from here on out. I feel like I said, we might have a 3v2 with Tengen, Zenitsu, Inosuke versus Daki and her older brother. I feel like that could be a possibility, or and heck, even maybe his Tengen's wives, right? We still don't know about them. But yeah, I'm really hyped to see Tengen in like serious mode action. That's gonna be like super sick to see. The animation was just lit, and I'm hyped to see like the animation kind of pop off like next episode, I'm assuming. That'll be it for this episode. If you want to support us, like, subscribe. We have early access on Patreon, but if not, anything helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.